You can take your impact 32mm socket, spin your big nut off, slide the hub off. Then you're going to need a 17mm, I prefer a socket, and a 14mm wrench. You take these two bolts off. With those two bolts out, you've done got the hub off. Then you're ready to knock the old bearings out. The easiest way I've found to get these bearings out is a blind bearing puller. Like this one here from Harbor Freight. All you've got to do, slide this little tool inside here. Find your catch between your spacer and your bearing. Once you get it in that little groove, take your wrenches, tighten her down. Once you get it tied on that bearing, stick it in your vise, take your punch, take your hammer, bearing and spacer, and knock right out. Take the punch, on the other side out. With the old bearings and seals out of the way, I'm going to take the hub and clean it up a little bit. Welcome to the shop where I'm replacing the rear bearings on the Yamaha Rhino. And when doing this, I like to use the quad ball stuff. I went through a lot of different bearings, tried a lot of different ones, trying to see which one was the best and which ones will last longer. Quad balls seem to hold up better. And one of the reasons I really like the quad boss bearings is because of the seals that comes with their kit. It's got a deep lip on it, similar to the stock Yamaha seal, where most aftermarket seals are like this one right here. They're real flat and they just don't seem to do as good a job. They're a lot cheaper seal than the one that comes with the quad boss kit. And I can get quite a few more miles out of the quad boss bearings, and I don't know if it's just the better quality bearing or if it's just the seal itself doing a better job. Installing these seals is installing these bearings is real simple. As long as you've got some kind of driver. You can use a socket, you can use a driver like I've got here. And once you get it in flush with the hub, what I did was take your old bearing that fell apart, and I took and knocked it apart, and I ground the outer race down. That way it fits inside the hub snug. They can use it, sit on top of the bearing. When you hear that little thump inside there, you know it's in all the way. Then these seals are different. You want to pay attention to the way the seals go in. The seal with a smaller diameter hole goes on the inside. It goes around the axle. And these seals are fairly easy. You can just push them in by hand. If you can't push it in by hand, you can take a large socket it's the outer diameter. Or you can take this thing here and you just pop it into place. Mine just pushed in finger tight. When you're putting these in, you want to make sure, and don't forget your spacer that goes between your bearings. I forgot that thing a couple times and had to knock the bearings back out. That ain't no fun task, just to put that spacer back in there. This bearing here goes in the same way. You notice how easy that bearing went in? If you take and put your bearings in the freezer for several hours before you decide to do this task, the bearing is going to shrink and it goes in a whole lot easier. And then once it cools down, it expands and it seals tight against the drum. And it ain't going nowhere. Now, with everything reassembled, the hub's done, ready to put back on the back. When you're doing this job, you want to clean the axle up real good. With them tight and the hub on, you don't want to forget your little O-ring seal here. Slide that O-ring in. And just like your axle, you're going to want to take and clean this up good. I took a wire brush, a little sandpaper to smooth this thing up. And then before I slide it on, you can see it there. You can see how this seal sticks out and it rubs against the hub. Most of the cheaper seals don't do that. So they allow trash to get inside here. But as long as you've got that pressing against the hub slightly, that's going to keep a lot of trash out of them bearings and make them last a whole lot longer. And it's like that on the inside too, if you can see it there. When I tighten up on this axle, it just pulls. You can see where the seal's been riding on it right there. Keeps a lot of trash away from the bearings. For a lot better setup than them cheap seals. With the nut tightened down, you're going to take a punch and a hammer make your little indention in the nut.